know the news about Russell Wilson by now. We know that Russell Wilson has been benched in Denver for Jarrett Stidham. We do know that Russell Wilson has $39 million guaranteed on his contract. We do know if Russell Wilson is on the Denver Broncos roster by May 15th, he's owed another $39 million. So in theory, 80 some odd million dollars of dead cap hit money that could be sitting on the bench for the Denver Broncos. So we got to looking, and I start to thinking, I'm thinking logically here, what team could Russell Wilson go to and be instant success for that team? One team that kept coming up over and over and over again was the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know why. Minnesota Vikings Skull Nation does not like Kirk Cousins. They don't like Dobbs anymore, I guess. They don't like Nick Mullins anymore. The Hall rookie is starting this week. They don't like him either. So we got to ask the question, guys. Fact or crap? Does Russell Wilson to the Minnesota Vikings make sense? Does it make the Minnesota Vikings better? Guys, I think Russell Wilson would benefit in a system like Minnesota. I think he would benefit of the non-expectations to win Super Bowls, right? Because the Minnesota Vikings quarterback situation right now, or the team situation right now, I don't think they are built to win a championship right now. Now, that is not a knock on the Minnesota Vikings. That is not a knock on Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, etc. I just don't think they are mentally ready to win a championship. Russell Wilson is 33 years old, right? Something like that. He is on the plateau, if not downside, of his career. So fact or crap, does Russell Wilson to the Minnesota Vikings make sense? It is crap. It is crap. I do not like Russell Wilson to the Minnesota Vikings at all. I don't care if it's a free agent signing. I don't care if it's a trade. I don't care if it's signed to the practice squad. I don't want Russell Wilson anywhere near my Minnesota Vikings team if I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. If you are going to bring in a quarterback like Russell Wilson, just keep your boy Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, year after year after year, gives you MVP type of numbers. The issue is not Kirk Cousins. The issue is not the offensive side of the ball. The issue in Minnesota is just the culture in general. Their defense on paper looks pretty good. They're aging very, very rapidly, but on paper, they don't look bad. So I think it is a complete crap that Russell Wilson to the Minnesota Vikings makes sense. I don't like it at all, one bit. Guys, let me know in the comments. Do you like Russell Wilson to the Minnesota Vikings? And if it is a crap, where would you like to see Russell Wilson go? Is it the Jets? Is it the Giants? Is it back to Seattle, right? Is it Arizona? Is it Detroit? We know the Detroit Lions maybe want to move on from Jared Goff. They do have Hendon Hooker. Sign him. I don't know. Guys, where does Russell Wilson make sense if he's not on a Denver Broncos team next season? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, Carson Wentz, I just saw your comment. Wilson, I'd say going to stay in Denver because nobody wants that contract. So, Carson, this is the thing. Russell Wilson has a no-trade clause in his contract. So, basically, in theory, if the Denver Broncos want to unload that contract, Russell Wilson has to agree to it. And if I am Russ Wilson right now, I am sticking it to the Denver Broncos every chance I can get. You are going to have to cut me to get rid of me. At that point, he is still owed the $39 million due this season, or due next season, right? As long as a team does not pay him over the $39 million guaranteed, the Denver Broncos will have to pay all of that money. So Russ, in theory, can go play for any team for the league minimum, $130,000. I believe the league minimum is for a veteran. He can go to anywhere he wants as long as it's not over $40 million. He's still going to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. Carson says, I don't see the Denver eating that salary. They have to. It's a guaranteed money. It's guaranteed money, Carson. The Denver Broncos have no choice. The only choice they can get is hopefully that somebody's dumb enough like the Cleveland Browns to say, hey, we'll take that man's contract and give us him, right? It is going to take a very, very stupid trade for that to happen. Now, I'm not saying it will say it, and I'm not saying it won't. We've seen the Browns make a trade for Deshaun Watson.